All right, parents, let's talk. Welcome to an explainer for anyone whose sweet, loving child has, seemingly been swapped out overnight for a moody stranger with a doctorate in sighing. If you're feeling a bit lost in translation, don't worry, you've just found the owner's manual. I bet this scene sounds familiar. One minute, they're your little kid. The next, their primary language is this dramatic eye roll that could, I swear, generate its own weather system. If that's you, I promise, you are in the right place. So, what we're going to do here is decode this whole baffling new chapter. We're going to dig right into the why behind the attitude, and we're getting it straight from the source, the 11-year-old's perspective, but, backed by a little science to make it all make sense. So reason number one for all this delightful chaos, it's their brain. No, seriously. Think about it like this. Your kid's brain is a house that's undergoing a massive, messy, and super loud renovation. And you're just standing there wondering why it's not finished yet. It is a full-on construction zone up there. So let's get into the science of it, because it's actually pretty wild. The amygdala, which is basically their brain's emotion center, is fully fired up and on overdrive. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, that's the logical, maybe let's not scream about the Wi-Fi part of the brain, is still, well, it's buffering on a dial-up connection. And that, right there, is the disconnect we are all living with. You see a complete and total overreaction to, say, a lost sock. But in their brain, it feels like a genuine 5-alarm catastrophe. To them, the reaction feels exactly the right amount. Their brain is literally wired to feel first and think, maybe later. Okay, so besides the brain construction zone, there's another huge thing going on, the great identity download. They're trying to figure out who they are, and let's just say the connection is a bit laggy. You can kind of think of it like they're trying on different versions of themselves to see what fits. One week they're a skater, the next they're into cottagecore, the day after they only listen to sad music. It's confusing for them, and it can absolutely give you whiplash. And this is exactly why whipping out the baby pictures when their friends are over feels like a personal attack. They are working so hard on this new, very cool identity, and they desperately need you to see the person they're trying to be today, not just the cute toddler you remember. Okay, next exhibit in the preteen museum, the sudden, intense need for privacy. That simple, innocent question, "What you doing?" is suddenly met with a level of suspicion usually reserved for international spies. You see, their room isn't just a room anymore. Nope. It is now its own sovereign nation with heavily guarded borders. And this isn't always about hiding things. A lot of the time, it's just about feeling like they're in control of something in their world, even if it's just their own messy corner of it. And this is where that classic translation error happens. Your casual, "Hey, I'm just checking in," which of course comes from a place of love, lands on their ears as, "I don't trust you." It hits that raw nerve of wanting and needing to feel independent. All right, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, hormones. It's not just a cliche. It's like their body is hosting an extreme sports event, and hormones are doing parkour off of every available surface. This, my friends, is what powers the emotional roller coaster. And there are absolutely no seatbelts. Sound familiar? I thought so. Their feelings are like these wild, fast-moving weather fronts. You can go from bright sunshine to a Category 5 hurricane in the time it takes to find their shoes. And then, just as fast, it's sunny again. So let's all be honest with ourselves for a second. Telling a preteen to calm down when they're in the middle of one of these emotional storms, it's about as effective as telling a fire to be less hot. Their emotional brain has completely hijacked the system, and it definitely can't hear your very logical advice right now. And now for the one that, this one can be tough to hear. Sometimes the reason you're so annoying isn't that you're doing anything wrong. It's because you're embarrassing. And you're embarrassing simply because you care, and you show it a little too loudly. The thing is, they still need your love. They need it desperately. But while they're trying to navigate their complicated social world, they need that love delivered in, let's call it stealth mode. A quick, subtle nod from the car is the new big, wild wave. It's a tough adjustment for us, I know. Okay, so you've got this brain renovation, this identity crisis, this hormone parkour. What does that actually look like day to day out in the wild? Let's check the forecast. Well, for starters, get ready for a significant increase in your mom or dad metrics. We're talking a potential rate of about 15 per hour, which might be a new record for your household. Here's the key takeaway. Expect inconsistency. They are walking, talking paradoxes. They will demand the freedom of a college student and 5 minutes later want the comfort of a little kid. It's all part of it. And you have to remember, under all that surface-level drama, so much important growth is happening.
All right, so we've diagnosed the issue. Now what? Well, here's the good news. This isn't about fighting a battle. It's about upgrading your skill set. It's time to unlock your parent's superpowers.
Think of this slide as your secret weapon, your new playbook. It's all about translating what they say into what they actually need. So when you hear, "Stop!" what they need is respect. Your superpower? Offer a choice. When you get the, "You don't get it," they're desperate to feel understood. Your move? Listen first, try to fix it later. And the dreaded eye roll? That's a weird, twisted invitation for connection. Try making fun of yourself. It works wonders.
So, after all the drama, the one-word answers, the slammed doors, you might be standing there in the quiet aftermath wondering, what is the point of all this? Where is this whole thing going? And this is what it's all about. This is the whole mission. Just for a second, try to remember what it was like when you were 11. It was messy and emotional and confusing and exciting, all at the same time, right? Your job isn't to fix them or stop the storm. It's to be their calm, steady anchor right in the middle of it. It's to let them know, I'm here for all of it. Yes, even the eye rolls. Because showing up like that with a little empathy, a sense of humor, and remembering what it felt like, that earns you a respect point. And in the preteen economy, let me tell you, that's basically like $1 million. This phase, it's just a phase. But your connection with them, that's forever. You've got this.